and a Kia berry. You're like, well, that's like another weight loss product. Yes, it's another weight loss product, but it's really doing well right now. Um, I'm not sure exactly what the volume potential is, but it's you can basically, it covers a broad market, so you can target lots of different areas with that particular offer. So when you type in grants, you see there's lots of different, some big companies here. Let's see if we see any affiliates here. iCash Grant, I'm not sure if that's an affiliate or not, but let's type in something a little bit longer phrased. Let's see, free business grants. When you type in free business grants, scroll down, we have grantreview.org. Let's check that out. And let's check out Grants Exposed. That one's always some type of affiliate. So the grants.review.org, this is definitely an affiliate. I've seen this little bitty picture here in lots of different sites. So this is definitely an affiliate. He links probably to some of these ebooks or some other type of product. This guy here, look again, same little image there. Scroll down. Yep, same style. So someone's a copycat or someone's running twice. But it takes you to a grant offer. So that's definitely an affiliate. Let's get out of this. So we know that in the grant market, there's people searching, or affiliates are in the search network promoting grant offers. So that's a good sign. So also we can do the same little quick thing here. In the associated content, you can type in free business grants. Again, we see some, ads up here at the top. Scroll down. Over to the right, there's some more grants, some of the same ones we've seen on the search network. Some of these may be affiliates, some of them may not be affiliates. The way you usually tell is you can usually track when you click on one, like click on federalgrantsprogram.com. When you click on it, if you look at the top of the URL box, if it changes, a lot of times it could be a redirect, or if you scroll down to the offer that they're promoting and see exactly where it takes you. A lot of these 198 trial things are basically affiliate offers. It redirects you to a totally different site. So we look a totally different site here, and you see affiliate ID at the top right here. That's an affiliate promoting that product. So you can guarantee that that's an affiliate. So you know that on the content network and on the search network you have affiliates that are promoting the grant offers. Now another little tool that I like to use is Google Trends. It's a really cool tool, which I showed you a while ago with the Xbox repair, but there's so much information you can get from that. So let's type in free business grants. If you look at that, there's been, it just barely had enough search queries at the end of 05 to really register, and it's been kind of going downhill since then. Now if we type in grants by itself and then type in business grant or grants, so we get some other graphs up here. So if you look, grants by itself has a slow, steady decline. It looks like each one's had a slow, steady decline over the last few years. But the volume is so high still that it won't make a huge difference. Now you can kind of base your estimations off of this. This is a little term that male yeast infection. When you type that in, it's kind of like a way to counteract whatever else you're typing in and see and kind of get an estimation of how much volume there is. If you ever was a follower of the 30-day challenge, they gave you the male yeast infection term to do some research with, and they knew that it got roughly 500 searches a day. So if you see the male yeast infection is down here at the red line, so when you compare 500 searches a day compared to the blue line, which is the business grants term, you can see there's a lot more volume there. So even though there's a steady decline, it looks like it gets pretty good at the beginning of the year. So now would be a great time to really target grants, because if you look at like 2006, 2007, right here about December, huge spike at the beginning of the year, and then it slowly steady declines to the end of the year. And again, so now here we are at 2008. It's probably going to have the same trend, because each year, the last 3 or 4 years, it's done the same thing. It spiked up really heavy at the end of the year, and then it just kind of slowly tapered down throughout the year. So it's a great market to attack. and we know that affiliates are searching it or promoting it in both search and content, so that definitely means someone's having success, otherwise they wouldn't be promoting it there. Now the offer that I ended up deciding upon to run for the case study is the Acacia berry, and I'll tell you exactly why. So when you type in Acacia berry, there is literally affiliates all over this. It's a very competitive market right now, but that's because it's gaining popularity. It's getting hotter, just like the weight loss teas and stuff like that, green tea. So you see that just about every one of these, except for the Medical News Online, the Brazil Botanicals, most of these here are affiliates. I would say 60% of them are. And you can go to the content, associated content, and search Acacia berry. Let's see what we pull up there. Exactly. Some of the same domains that are being promoted here on the content network are being promoted on the search network. So we know that affiliates are having success in both sides of this. So both on the search and on the content. Great. Now, what made me decide to go specifically with the Acacia berry? I'll show you right now. Let's type in Acacia berry, and search what the trends are for those two terms. And these are broad sense terms, so it's going to pick up anything, any search queries with those terms in them. Now, if you look, it just started gaining ground in 2006, a little bit 2007, but look at this year. About mid of this year, June, July-ish of this year, it started really gaining popularity. But what got my attention, let's do the last 12 months here. What really got my attention was that from about the end of September, beginning of October, if you look at the spike right here, both of these search terms, the queries have just shot way up. They've almost a good 40%, and I'm expecting it to get even higher by the end of the year. And everyone knows in the weight loss market industry, at the beginning of the year, after New Year's resolution, the weight loss industry is its strongest. So this has a predicted forecast of only getting stronger and more search queries, and especially as it gains popularity, the Acacia berry product, it's going to become a stronger market. So this is something really exciting. So that's why we're going to be running the case study specifically on the Acacia berry product. There's lots of different offers. I've already chosen a couple that we're going to run. So moving on from this point, I want to show you one more tool that's pretty well known just before the end of this part, and that's the Google Keywords tool. So we'll visit the Google Keywords page. Let's type in Acacia berry, and let's search for keyword ideas. Now this is not the keyword research section. This is still part of your competition research and things of that nature, and I'll show you why. Because what you're able to look at is you're able to look at the, there we go, that's the problem, Acacia berry. Let's type in the little security code here. Here we go. So what's good about this tool, and it helps you get an idea of, is you're able to really get a lot of information more than just average search volume. Now that they even give you average search volume estimations. But so if you look over here to the keyword side, you have Acacia berry juice, Acacia berry fruit, Acacia berry drink, Brazilian Acacia berry. So you have a lot of different search queries for the Acacia berry. Benefits of the Acacia berry. So what's cool about this is you're able to look at this column right here called Advertiser Competition, and you're able to see an estimation. It doesn't give you the exact number in affiliates, but it gives you an estimation of how competitive that key phrase is. So it shows you how many people, roughly, it didn't give the actual number, how many people are actually targeting that market. Now, the thing about the Acacia berry is that because it's still a rapidly growing market, Google's system hasn't updated all of the recent data because it's too soon. So even a lot of these other key terms that may show no bars here for competition doesn't mean there's no competition. It just means that it hasn't been updated just yet. Now the search volume on a lot of these terms is relatively low. We can sort by the high to low search volume. The term Acacia berry gets about 60,000 searches a month. So this market's not a massive market like, six-pack abs would be or something like that. But it's a big enough market to where you're able to make a good profit from. And with the trend that we noticed on the Google Trends, and just the knowledge that we know about the weight